services do you bring to the table for Prince George's County students?
We actually go into the high schools and we do job training with the teens while they're in class. And that takes place from September through June. Once teens are out of high schools, then that's an opportunity for them to actually gain job training. So while we are in the schools with the teens, we want them to identify what their career goals are. What is it that they want to be once they graduate from high school? So we have had teens to tell us, oh, I want to be a nurse, or I want to be child care provider, or I want to do administrative work. So we identify 4 categories to place them either in the medical fields, administrative, child care, elderly care. We give them those 4 options, and sometimes we've had the opportunity to partner with Merlin Park and Planning that does recreational. So they have those options, and we provide them with an opportunity to work in that environment for 5 weeks. And it's a paid job stipend for them, so they actually get an opportunity to. And we find when we go into the class, although it may be predominantly females, but it's always a pleasure when we have males in the classroom participating, and we find that they want to learn how to be a better father as well. So the program is for males and females as well. So once they come on board, we do job orientation with them. We know how critical it is for them to have the professional attire. So we actually take them shopping for a professional image. We have a host of volunteers that serves as chaperones, and they do professional makeover. And then they're now ready to go to work. But in addition to sending them out, we just don't just place them. They have a job coach. The job coach is there for them as well as their supervisors. And what the job coaches do, they collect their time sheets, they collect their evaluation sheets. Teens are actually evaluated weekly on attendance, on their work ethics, and so it's a real work experience for them.
Okay, so is the job placement, or is the amount of money that the students, is it below the minimum wage, or is it just minimum wage?
We have been fortunate since we started the work program for the job training program for the teens that we've been able to pay over minimum wage.
Oh, wonderful.
And so we pay $8 an hour because minimum wage is like $7.25 now.
So then what would you find to be your biggest struggle?
The biggest struggle for me or for the teens, let me speak on the teen behalf first.
Okay.
On the teens behalf, it's a struggle for them to stay in school, not having child care or having adequate child care, not being able to pay for child care services. So those are some of their challenges. For us as a nonprofit organization, is having enough funds to be able to provide the services to the teens. When we first started, we were able to employ about 60 teens.
Oh, wow.
During the summer. And so now, with all the budget cuts and economic downturn, we're about at half. We're a little over 30.
Okay. So when the teens come to you, are they prepared to work, or do you have to do a little more pushing and prodding because they are teens?
Right. We find that it's a lot to be a student where you have to balance school. Now you're a parent. You have to balance being a parent. You're a young parent. Now we're adding another component, work. You have to balance all 3, being an employee. So I would say that teens have a strong desire in wanting to work and wanting to learn. Most importantly, they want to earn money so they can be independent. But they're a little rough around the edges. They haven't had an opportunity to compile a resume. So we help them compile a resume. We help them go through what is a proper interview. So we help them with interviewing. In addition to helping them with interviewing, I would say the biggest challenge is having the proper attire for work, knowing what is professional attire and what isn't professional attire. And once they have all these components in place, and even work ethic, what do I do if I have an emergency in the morning? Do I just not show up? Or do I call and let my supervisor know that I have an emergency, I'm not able to come in? And it's as simple sometimes as even filling out timesheets properly. So they gain a lot of work experience, but the most rewarding part of this job training program, that teens are able to walk away, males and females, with extended summer assignment and or a permanent job. And so we have had teens that have been hired permanently from Prince George's Hospital, Department of Social Services, University of Maryland, and Doctors Hospital. Those are some of our business partners that we've been in collaboration with since the program started.
That's wonderful. Can you speak to, does everybody have child care, or do you ever find there to be a situation where a child may want to bring their baby to the job, or have you all spoken about that?
Since we started the program, we have had an opportunity to experience all of the above. Some teens not knowing, well, I want to go to work, and I want an opportunity to earn money, so I'm going to take my child to work with me today. They have showed up, but understanding their situation, we share with them what's appropriate and what isn't appropriate. And there are just sometimes that you just have to miss work, because if you do not have adequate child care, like any parent, then you're not able to go to work.
Well, we've spoken to a lot of the other teens, and they seem as though they all feel as though this was an awesome experience for them this summer, and they applaud you and Youth Professional Development, because I don't think that they would have gotten the same type of cuddling and hand walking through the park as you all had given them. So I really want to thank you. But is there anything else that you would like to add that maybe I didn't cover?
When we have them, it's not just a job training. We remember what it was like for us to be young, so we know how nervous they can be, but we know with training, it helps them to be the best that they can be. We also do a life skill retreat with them, and we talk about prevention on repeat pregnancies. We talk about health issues, and we talk about conflict, how to resolve conflict. We also, while they're with us, we do college tour, because those that graduate from high school, it's critical that they know what the next step is for them. So as far as moving forward and being young, you still want to have a little fun. So we incorporate some fun things with them as well, whether it's Six Flags or a movie, museum. You know, we just try to cover the whole gamut of what would it take for you to be successful. And so it's a pleasure for us. It's hard work, but staff, I find, is really committed and dedicated in working with them. And we are happy just to see them take the steps that they take, and knowing that they are taking steps towards becoming successful.
Well, I think that you all are a big part of that, because part of our program with the Adolescent Single Parent Program, our main goal is for those students to graduate, and 97% of the students graduate from the program. And I think a lot of that success goes to you and your program, because you have those hands-on, you're in the classroom with the students, and also helping them to then matriculate to be self-sufficient. Yes. So I just would like to thank you for everything that you do. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Phillips.
Thank you for being there. Thank you for that.